Good morning, everybody. This is Tim, Genealogy by Tim. I want to show you today some pretty obscure family history. This applies if you happen to have a songwriter in the family and you want to catalog your creative ancestors' discography. And a good website to do this is discogs.com, and I'll show you what I've been playing with over the past several days. Well, did it yesterday and today. It's 2 days. But anyway, my grandfather had a cousin. My grandfather's name is Morris Anflick, and he had a cousin, Sidney Anflick, and Sidney was a songwriter, and he went by the name Sid Flick professionally. So you can search in Discogs. Now, I've already signed in here, so some of the stuff that you see, you won't see unless you sign in already. But yeah, make yourself an account, sign in. It's pretty cool, especially if you have a record collection that you're trying to catalog. Sid Flick. Now, if I type Sid Flick into the search bar, you see he comes up pretty quickly. And if you click on his name, there are many songs attributed to him. But this list is not complete. So Sid Flick, he is not exactly a household name, but he does have a certain number of titles to his credit. But this isn't all of them. All right, so there's more out there, but I want to find them all, and I want to collect them all under this page for all to see. Okay, and there's 14 now, and I found another one that I want to add to this list, and I want to show you how I do that. Now, the tricky part is finding the songs. Okay, one way to do that is head over to Google and you can search Sid Flick. All right, you can see I've done that. The autocomplete takes care of it. But I'm going to do it the long way just to show you what's involved. I'm going to press enter, and you see he comes up. The first thing that comes up is his Discogs discography. Okay, there's more stuff, but the most useful thing for us is going to be the books entries. Okay, you can actually filter these results to show only books entries. And you're going to see stuff like catalog of copyright entries, amendment to the Communications Act, which shows a ASCAP monthly record release, Billboard magazine, some books about songwriters where you will see some songs identified by name. Here's Foolish Little Rumors by Sid Flick. And, you know, this list continues. This is the best place. This one says Sid Flick and Charles Nathan. Ooh, this gives some more information about Sid Flick, you know, a place where he lived. So I might want to check that out later. This is the Canadian Patent Office. But anyway, not to go off on a tangent, this is where you can find information that may not yet be added to the Discogs discography. It may be buried in these old publications in Google Books, and you have to excavate them and put them in Discogs where they're easier for people to find. Now, during a update of one of his previous titles, I came across this name, Foolish Little Rumors, and I wanted to get some more information on that track. So I'll hit Control C, copy that, make a new search. Okay, so this is just the general process of finding a song title. Okay, finding information about a song title. Now, as I was looking for that song, okay, I've discovered another. So like one song leads to another song. This is, and this one was kind of hard to find, but it's not in the discography yet. I tried Not to Love You. Okay, and I figured that would be a good one to show you how to add, since it hasn't been added yet, and you get to see it You get to see the process in real time, okay? This was not super easy to find in the Discogs discography because it's the B-side, okay? And the B-sides aren't always searchable. So if I look for I Tried Not to Love You, I find Not to Love You. I find, you know, there's other stuff here. I tried so hard not to love you. You know, various stuff that's not exactly what I'm looking for. But let me go back, okay? And it took some sleuthing. This didn't happen automatically, but the actual song title is called, the A side of the record is called A Million Tears Ago. Okay, and you can hit enter on that, and there's a bunch of, you know, people recorded that song A Million Tears Ago. The one that I am looking for is this one, and you'll find A Million Tears Ago and I Tried Not to Love You, and here's some Italian subtitle. Now, if I go back to Sid Flick's discography, you will find I Tried Not to Love You is not here yet. Okay, no, I Tried Not to Love You. Here's 14. We're going to make this 15. Okay, now, that's because there are no author credits under these titles, and we are going to put author credits under this title. A Million Tears Ago. Now, if I click on this, you can see the authors here: Sid Tepper, Roy Brodsky. If you're feeling generous with your time, you can update that as well. But the person I'm looking for is on side B, Sid Flick, right here, and he has some co-authors as well. So I'm going to want to put these guys into the system. All right, now, fine. So first step, you got to sign in. So I said I'm already signed in. When you're signed in, you'll see a link to edit the release. When you click the edit release link, it will take you to a talk page where, you know, there is some, you know, other people who have worked on this entry before me have made edits. Sometimes they, you know, discuss things if they're not sure what to put. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of conversation on this one, but here's a link that says edit release. Same link is down here to the right. Doesn't matter which one you click, but edit release is what you want to do. And there's a whole lot here. Like, you really kind of have to be expert to edit most of this stuff. You have to know a lot of history of records. But when you do a lot of this, like, you know, you see certain things pop up over and over, and you learn a lot about the record pressing industry by using this website a lot. But here I want to add credits to I Tried, and also I want to correct this. I want to be picky, but I want that to be a capital T. And I want to add my credits, okay? Now, it may help to, you know, have another tab open with that image. If you don't have the record in hand, you want to have that image up. So let me go here. Let me open this. Oh, I should have had this ready, but let's go to A Million Tears Ago. Because I want that image up. Let's go down here. Alright, so I can switch my tabs and get my artist names correct. Okay. So Sid Flick, Anthony Mizuraka, and Dave Kenner. Now, I'm going to hit Edit Release. Okay, I'm going to go back to my other tab. I'm going to add credits. Now, the credits that you want to add here are written by. Okay, written by. And you're going to see two different written bys. If you just use written by without the hyphen, what'll happen is you can put in here the names of everybody. Written by, hold on. Written by without the hyphen. Okay, come here to name, and you can put all three names or just one name. You can put Sid Flick, comma, Anthony Zaraka, and Dave Kenner. Okay, you can add them all in one list if you don't plan to link to the discography of the person you're trying to add. So if I hit save on this, what you'll see is no links. I can't click on these to visit the discography page of any of these artists. Okay, but if you want the song to appear under this list, that's not the way to do it. All right, so I'm gonna X this out. Add, this time I'm gonna add written dash by. Okay, it's a different credit, but this written dash by will link to the artist page. So if I put in here Sid Flick, okay, it will search. It'll open a little search bar or a little results window under the title. As you type, it will update that. Okay, this is a little more interactive. The written dash by is more interactive. So you can select Sid Flick from the list. Okay, and that's his credit. Okay, cool. Now I have two. Now you can't do all three artists in here because there's no one page that links to all three. You have to do all three separately. So I'm going to add another here for written dash by, and I'm going to put in here. Now I've looked ahead of time and I saw this gentleman's name in the middle. If I go back to, oh, of course I got rid of it, but the guy's name is Anthony Mizuraka, and I think his real page is Antonio Mizuraka, because he's the Italian guy, I'm sure, who supplied the Italian portions of wait a minute, here you go, see this Italian here, that's got to be Antonio Mizuraka's contribution. All right, so here's Antonio Mizuraka. Now here's kind of a judgment call, because sometimes you'll have 2, 3, 4, or 5 different versions of the same artist, and you don't really know which one to pick. And if you don't know which one to pick, perhaps a regular written by will be best, because it won't link to an incorrect artist. All right, so if you're not sure, you may want to do a regular written by, not a written dash by. All right, but I'm going to be adventurous today. And I also want to show you something useful here. I'm going to go to written dash by. You have Anthony Mizuraka, but if you look at the actual image here, the name is not Antonio, it's Anthony. So I'm going to want to add that as an artist name variation, ANV. All right, this says add ANV. If it's written on the label differently than his artist page suggests, actually, let me go back and open his page. Okay, Antonio Mizuraka. It's like, if you're not sure, Mizuraka. If you're not sure, you can open the page in another tab and get some more clues. Now, there's not a whole lot of clues. He only has one other release in here. But I think it's him. Like, I don't know who else it could be. But if it's not him, then here's the thing, right? If you're not sure, you'll do it wrong. But guess what? Like, you're not the only one doing wrong stuff on this website. As long as you are pretty sure and you're not doing something crazy, okay? Your mistakes will be forgiven, I think, if someone who knows better comes along later and fixes it. So here I want to add an A and V, and I want to put an artist name variation that on the label of this particular record, Anthony Mizuraka. Now for my own guy I'm looking for, Sid Flick, who's my grandpop's cousin, his name appears differently on different releases as well. So there may be times where I might want to put like S Flick, because sometimes he's like that. Sometimes it's last name only. Sometimes it's Flick. On some releases it's even like Sid Flick, like this. So if it appears differently on the label, differently than SID space FLICK, you'll want to put that under artist name variation. So I've done a couple of these earlier where only the last name was given, so I'll put only the last name down here. Okay. But since on this particular release, oops, close that up. On this particular release, his name is fully spelled out Sid Flick, just like on his artist page. I don't need the artist name variation here. So Sid Flick, Antonio, aka Anthony Mizuraka. I've got one more, Dave Kenner. Now, person who did this before me kind of did something that wasn't quite right. They put, let's put the written by first, written dash by, and they didn't put his first name. So he has his own page that's just Kenner, even though his name's really Dave Kenner. If that's the case, you can do strict search to find just the person you're looking for, if that's exactly right. Or, you know, or so I thought. Here we go, it's calculating. Well, I wasn't having trouble with this earlier today, but looks like now it's doing this on me. Alright, let's try this again. Release. Oop, not Capitol Records. Go back to... Alright, actually, no, wait. I have to do it this way, don't I? Alright, well, how about this? Suppose I do this, but strict search, but then type. Oh, look at that. There we go. Alright, so that's the key. Alright, let's try that again. So, first click strict search, then, you know, finish writing, press enter, you get the person. Alright, glad I settled that. I don't have to do it twice. Alright, so we have 3 people. Now, let me go back actually. Kenner, strict search. Okay, go back into the box and then it'll find him. Alright, I want to open his page just to show you. Like, this is weird because you can't edit this. I went ahead and added the name Dave Kenner here, but it's a shame. Like, I want to do a whole bunch of these, and like it's gonna link to this page which doesn't have his name on here. Probably it bothers me a little bit, but I don't know, it is what it is at this point. But anyway, let's edit the release again. We got our Kenner in there. Okay. If I hit save on this, you will see all of these names are now linked to their proper pages, and I can go ahead and hit preview and submit. I'm going to do submission notes. I'm going to say added written by credits. For Flick, Mizuraka, and Kenner. Period. Just a little description of what you did. Hit preview and submit. Alright, it's going to ask you now. Look and see. I've got the written by thing here. Alright, the written by credit is there. It's going to ask you, are you sure you're not confusing this for another artist, whatever. If you've done the best you can, go ahead and click submit. Alright, you may have to check a checkbox here if it thinks, you know, there may be another match you could have done. But hit submit. Alright. And what you should now see is a written by credit under the song. Okay, and if you click on Sid Flick, this will go to his page, And here you should now see, aha, I tried not to love you. There it is. All right, we now have 15 songs in his catalog. Now, that number can and should grow, because I'll be looking at this, and maybe if you're interested, you can look at this too. But I'll be browsing around some of these old publications to find more Sid Flick tunes to put up there. Yeah, so look through some more of these old publications to see if I can find more song titles. But yeah, that's the basic process of adding a release. Now, one more thing before I sign off of here is I want to show you the release that we just did. There's only one known version of this record, 45 RPM. Okay, only one known label. Okay, looks like this. Okay, but some releases have more than one version. And if there's more than one version to a release, you have to update the author credit on all three versions. Well, not necessarily three, but however many there are. So if I go back, and here is Mel Torme, okay, and there's 3 versions on here. All right. If you have a record with multiple versions, okay, you'll see a thing that says master release. All right. And there's 3 releases. Now, each of these, and we have a white label promo, we have a 45, we have a 78. Okay. You'll have to go through each of these and put the artist credit on each of these versions. It's not that you have to. Well, here's the thing, right? If you do only one, it will put the song into the discography. Okay, so it will appear under here, but it won't show all 3 versions. And you want to be as complete as possible and get as many versions as you can. Like this one has 2 different versions. Okay. And here's the... Well, but look, this one has 5 versions, but only 2 are accounted for in the discography. Okay. So that may be something that you'll want to, make the discography even more complete by adding those. Let's see if we can find the ones that don't have the... So this one, here's Sid with a Y. Let's check that out. Sid with a Y. All right. That would go under artist name variation. Okay. I mean, if I do edit release, you'll see what had happened there. Edit release, edit release. And they've got Sid Flick. If I do edit here, you'll see they've got Sid with SYD as artist name variation, A and V. All right, but not what I came here to look at. I'm on a tangent. What I want to look at is I want to find the ones that don't have author. So here's one that doesn't have author credits. So here this is the Canadian version. There's no label to view, so that makes it a little tough. It's probably why it's not there, but yeah, you know what? I may go ahead and add that. All right, who are the 3 people I gotta find? All right, Fascinating Boogie, Al Trace, William Stafford, Sid Flick. All right, let's see if I remember those. Al Trace, William Stafford, Sid Flick. Here's the tough part. What I didn't remember was which song to add that to. Let's go with this one. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's hope it's right. All right. Written by Al Trace. Okay. Written by Written. William Stafford. And we got a couple William Staffords, and it's like I gotta know which one to do. I think this one's a kind of a young guy, but this one looks probably good right for the time. Actually, hold on. Let me hold off on this one. Leave. Okay. Because I kind of want to... I think William Stafford was an ANV. But you get the idea. You can do another one. Alright. Hold on. Let me go back and see. So William Stafford, the real name for his William Lyle? Oh, it's Bill. It's under Bill. Okay, so if I would have done William, it would have been wrong. But anyway, you get the idea. If there are multiple versions of a release, it's best to edit for all versions. So that way, when you get to the discography page for the person you're working on, it'll put all versions so you can see them all. All right. That's it. So yeah, if you've got songwriters in your family tree, or if you're just interested in some songwriter and you want to give them their due by completing their online discography, that is how to do it. All right. Have fun cataloging your record collection on discogs.com.